Positions were made for a novice to follow the game. Positions were created, i.e., point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, running back, so that the novice can follow the game better. And the same thing, for lack of a better term, can be said for the quote-unquote face of the league argument. Now, this conversation is obviously more present in basketball because in football, they don't really like there to be a face of the league, which is why their logo, the NFL logo, is a shield, and which is why they don't really promote players as much as they promote teams. So this conversation is going to be obviously centered towards basketball. When we talk about the face of the league, the NBA, the reason why there has been a face of the league and the reason why that they've pushed the face of the league for a while is because there's always been a player that has either been the best player, most promotable player. There's always been that player that you can look, that is going to draw novices or draw people that maybe didn't care about the sport as much, but draw them to it. This conversation wasn't really prevalent until Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan was the face of the league for a while. You can argue that before him, obviously, it was Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, but the clear-cut face of the league that I can remember vividly was Michael Jordan. And since Michael Jordan, there has been arguments about, was it Kobe? Was it Shaq? Was it, Tim Duncan? But the clear-cut face of the league since, I'll say, 2000 and let's say 5 or 6 possibly, has been LeBron James. And there have been players that have rivaled that. That is Steph Curry, that's Kevin Durant. And the conversation most since All-Star break has been who is going to be the face of the league when LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant leave, because obviously they're all older. They're all closer to the end of their career than the beginning. LeBron James has been the face of the league and probably been the best player since like 2005 or 6, you can say. And the reason why the face of the league has been so important is because not just marketability, but because of connection to the game. When Michael Jordan left, there was a good maybe 3 or 4 years that the league struggled both with popularity, with fandom, because there wasn't that player that they could really attach to. That doesn't mean that there wasn't good players, but there just wasn't that player that they can attach to. And Michael Jordan was it for them. The question has been, who is going to be the face of the league when LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant leave? And I think I've said this before, but I don't think that there will be a face of the league. And I think that that's okay. Not because, these players aren't good, or not because the league is going to suffer or anything, but I think with social media and with just the sheer talent that is in the league, I don't think there will be a face of the league, and I think that the league will still thrive and still flourish. I mean, earlier in the episode, I talked about the MVP, and I talked about who was in my top 5 MVP. Well, a lot of them are young. I mean, again, Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Jason Tatum, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I didn't mention someone like a Ja Morant. I didn't mention someone like a Victor Wembanyama. I didn't mention someone like, let's say, someone like a Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker. I think the league needed a face of the league in the Michael Jordan era or the LeBron James, early in the LeBron James era. I don't think they need a face of the league now because of social media and because of how a lot of these players have ventures and have their own platforms outside of the sport. And just how good these players are. Again, you still have someone like Zion Williamson. Even on the Oklahoma City Thunder, Chet Holmgren is a great player. There are so many good players, great players scattered around the league. And because that we're in a new day of age where players are so easily obtainable compared to when they were early in LeBron James' career, early in Michael Jordan's career, I don't think that there will be a face of the league, but I also don't think that the league will suffer because of how great it is. Again, I had Shai Gilgeous as my number one option for the MVP this year. Let me just take a gander at how old Shai Gilgeous is. Shai Gilgeous is 25 years old. Anthony Edwards, I think, is like 23 or 24. Both great players. And imagine if Zion Williamson gets his weight and his injury history together. Or Ja Morant comes back and wrecks the league. Or, again, Luka Doncic, who was leading the league in scoring, I believe. Or Joel Embiid, who would be the MVP if it wasn't for injury. All of these players, Lord willing, knock on wood, are going to have long, incredible, successful careers after LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. Again, this is not taking away from the players that have played in the league, the players that played with LeBron, the players that played with Jordan. But again, social media plays a huge part in today's society. And I think that also is going to play a huge part in the league thriving without there being a face of the league, because they needed a face of the league with Jordan and with LeBron James and arguably with Kobe and with, you can say, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. I don't think they need a face of the league. They just need, because they have so much talent, that it would be a disservice to say, oh, that's the face of the league, and just completely discredit a bunch of great players. So that's my opinion. I think the league is in great hands. The fact that I believe that a 25-year-old is about to win MVP is crazy. In my opinion. I could be wrong, but hey. And you still have someone like Giannis, and you still have someone like Jason Tatum, very young. The league is in good hands when LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant are ready, because I feel a lot of people are trying to push them out right now, are ready to hang it up. And that's not even mentioning the players that will be coming into the league. Again, I've said this before. The NBA has never been more skilled, and there has never been more talent in the league. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.